Hey everyone, Cobaner446 here recording the video. So yeah, today just recording a video about me giving you my opinions about Sonic Generations for the 360 and PS3 version. So I plan to do the 3DS version, but I plan to do that in a separate video, so I just won't have this video so cluttered. Because I do tend to ramble a lot whenever I give my opinions videos, because I just like to talk. And I'm a chatterbox, and I like to just go into detail about a ton of stuff. So I want to try to keep this short. So I'm not going to go so much into detail, but I'm going to go into detail enough so that you can kind of get the gist of my opinions and what I think about the game and just more about the game. So, you know, Sonic Generations is a 20th anniversary game celebrating Sonic's 20 years in gaming. And in the game, you're going to be able to play as classic Sonic from the past and play 2D side-scrolling levels with him, and then modern Sonic, to where you can play 3D and 2.5D game levels, to where it just seamlessly transitions from different camera views. And modern Sonic is known for having a huger repertoire of moves and boost, while classic Sonic is just known for his classic spin dash and just the need for only one button. And also how he has more platforming in his levels, while modern Sonic kind of is just like a roller coaster ride. So anyway, yeah, let's get started. So the gameplay, so far I've not been able to play Sonic Generations. I didn't have a 360 or PS3 to play the demo, but from what I've heard, the gameplay is great, the physics are a lot better, and you can definitely tell by how it looks. Classic Sonic's physics look more realistic, and modern Sonic's didn't really have a problem back then. But anyway, yeah, classic Sonic's physics look a lot better than Sonic 4, and just a lot more realistic, and he also runs a lot faster. And if you didn't notice, in Sonic 4, Sonic was kind of slow in that game, besides, running on speed boosters, but that was like the only way to make Sonic really go fast. But in Sonic Generations for 360 and PS3, classic Sonic is a speed demon. He goes freaking fast. Even faster than how Sonic went in the Genesis games. His role, I don't think you gain as much momentum as you did in the past games, but it is quite close. And it's not a perfect copy of the physics in the old games, but why would you expect that? It's still good. The physics are realistic. So, yeah, in the gameplay with classic Sonic, there's just more emphasis on platforming. Kind of reminds you of the classic games, and also a bit of Sonic Colors, how Sonic Colors had a huge emphasis on platforming, and then had a few speed sections, so kind of like that. And what else is there? And then modern Sonic's gameplay is basically Sonic Unleashed Day Stage gameplay, to where you just boost all over the place, go full speed ahead, roller coaster ride. It's kind of on rails, but man, is it a thrill. Like, the thrill is still hot, and it's just, like, even though it can kind of get repetitive sometimes, just going through a level all over again with Sonic going super duper fast, it still is really, really fun to just go full speed ahead. And the thing about like modern Sonic's, one thing I did have a problem with in Sonic Unleashed was that Sonic's jump was unresponsive, and it just had too many cheap pitfalls and places to where you could fall and die, and that's the problem I had with Sonic Unleashed. But so far in Generations, I haven't seen too much. But the thing is that I haven't seen too many levels besides Seaside Hill, Chemical Plant Zone, Green Hill Zone, and Spagonia, so I don't know too much yet. But from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to be as cheap as Sonic Unleashed with the pitfalls, and then I'm hoping that the jump is a lot more responsive with modern Sonic. And then with modern Sonic's levels, like just with the 2D and 3D, it's just a lot more interesting. I like the mix of a bit of platforming along with just going full speed ahead. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, let's talk about the graphics and just level design a bit. So this game takes advantage of the Hedgehog engine, which was used in Sonic Unleashed, and has been in development for, I believe, 8 years. And it is gorgeous. It's amazing how lush these environments look in the game, and just the graphics, and just how this game is handling so much on screen. And also, this game is going to be in 3D, full 3D, if you have a TV that supports 3D and you have 3D glasses. And that's going to be really awesome. I cannot wait for that. And while it doesn't, like, you can see sometimes where Sonic goes into the foreground a tad, to where, like, you can just see the background far behind. I don't think that the game is going to take advantage of the 3D effect as much as Sonic Generations 3DS, but I'll talk about that later in my 3DS version of the video. But anyway, yeah, one thing, I am excited about classic Sonics and modern Sonics levels, but I'm mostly excited for modern Sonics because, just to see those old classic levels put into 3D and 2.5D at the same time is really awesome, and it just shows the creativity from Sonic Team and just how amazing like the Hedgehog engine really is, and just how beautiful this game is. I'm not dissing classic Sonic's levels whatsoever, but I mean 2D, it's cool and all, but I really want to see like the old levels that I remember from my childhood turned into 3D. So that's why I'm more excited about modern Sonic's gameplay style in the game, because of just like the creative level design and the graphics for that. And I mean, I don't know. So anyway, graphics are outstanding. Some of the best looking graphics on the 360 in my opinion, and it kind of has a resemblance to like Pixar graphics. I don't know, it's just amazing how Sonic Team squeezes the power out of hardware. It's amazing how beautiful these games look. Let's get on to story. So we don't know too much about the story besides there is a new villain in the game, and that it's supposed to be called the Time Eater, and Sonic goes mysteriously back in time, meets his older self in the past, and they have to go save the world like from this creature that is just ripping just like destroying the world, and I think wiping out color and stuff like that. It's kind of a strange story, but anyway, just removing memories and stuff like that. And in the story, Roger Craig Smith's voice is modern Sonic, but classic Sonic does not have a voice because Sega said that they didn't want anyone to do voice acting, and they didn't think the fans would be happy if classic Sonic had a voice actor if it wasn't Jaleel White. So since they didn't get Jaleel White, they just decided to have classic Sonic muted. And classic Tails is actually going to speak on classic for classic Sonic's behalf. And I'm thinking that because this story is from the people who did Sonic Colors, which was a really corny, cheesy Saturday morning cartoon show like story, I think it's going to have some cheesy parts in the story and just have some like corny humor, but I think it'll be pretty fun. And I don't really like Sonic games to be taken seriously. I like Sonic Adventure 2 and all, and I think that story was great, but we don't need another game like Sonic 06 in my opinion. I just think that this lighthearted story suits Sonic more, that's just my opinion. But yeah, also, this is kind of spoilers a bit, so if you don't want to know spoilers, then I suggest that you probably just kind of skip ahead. But anyway, it turns out that Time Eater is actually supposed to be, like, this is a rumor, but it's quite likely because this story sounds like GameStop confirmed it. I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but it does sound quite true because it sounds like something Eggman would do and Eggman usually does. So anyway, the Time Eater is a monster created by Eggman to go back in time to allow him to get like all his past creations so that he can build this place called Planet Egg. And like I said, I think this is actually true with the story. It just sounds like something that could really happen in like a Sonic game. I mean, with Eggman, how he is, like he gets these monsters, tries to defeat Sonic with them, and then next thing you know, the monsters turn on him, which is why I think that the Time Eater is claimed to be the main villain in the game, because it's going to turn on Eggman and classic Eggman. So I don't know. And then anyway, let's talk about what else? Just my overall opinions on the game. So I talked about the gameplay, the graphics, the level design, and story. Let's also talk about the level list. So the level list is one thing that not many people are pleased about with Sonic Generations for 360 and PS3, because so far all we've heard is that it's going to be Green Hill Zone, I think Chemical Plant, yeah, of course Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, which is from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, Speed Highway, Sonic Adventure, City Escape, Sonic Adventure 2, Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes, Crisis City from Sonic 06, Rooftop Run from Sonic Unleashed, and Planet Wisp from Sonic Colors, and then DLC is going to be Casino Night Zone. It's going to be like a pinball level, and then the bosses are like Metal Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog, Silver the Hedgehog, Death Egg, Perfect Chaos, Egg Dragoon, and Time Eater. Characters are supposed to be like Tails, Knuckles, Amy Rose, Cream, Rouge, Blaze, Vector, SBO, and Charmy. So, like I said with the gameplay before, it's mostly about classic Sonic and modern Sonic, But another thing you probably didn't know is that Sega kind of confirmed that the game is going to have tag-alongs in the game. So you remember Shadow the Hedgehog, to where Shadow would have like Sonic or Black Doom or something like that, Doom's Eye or something like that, to help him out in the levels? That's what's going to kind of happen in Sonic Generations, to where after you beat the game and unlock all the characters, they're going to be able to tag along with you in the stages and actually help you out, kind of like with Classic Tales being with Classic Sonic, I believe, and Modern Tales being with Modern Sonic, and so forth and so on with other characters. So they're going to make cameos. They're not playable, but they will like support you, be supporting characters basically, which is what Sega confirmed in their official product description. You can check out my previous video in the past about that. Just look it up, official product description of Sonic Generations. But yeah, so that's one thing I'm really excited about. But the level list is one thing I'm not too excited about, but then there's probably some hope, according to a rumor. So the level list is full of stage levels, like city levels, and I just don't like that. I mean, I like these city levels. I mean, I love Rooftop Run, I love City Escape, I like Chemical Plant and Speed Highway, but those are just way too many city levels out of, like, these stages. I mean, really. And Crisis City, I mean, I don't want that stage. I mean, I know they're probably adding Crisis City because it was an anniversary game and introduced a new character, Silver the Hedgehog, which is supposed to be a boss in the game. Yes, I know that, but still, to replace something like classic, like Hydro City Zone, seriously, no, don't. That's just wrong, really wrong. So, but the thing is that so far from what we've heard, there are some rumors that there are actually going to be zones in zones. So, as you probably saw in the Spagonia photos, it turns out that like Classic Sonic is going to be going against like an armada, like a huge ship, and it reminds you of the Flying Battery Zone ship. And you can actually hit like a clock tower and make the clock hit the ship so that you can hop on board, kind of like Flying Battery Zone. So it still has some nice references. Also, with Chemical Plant Zone, have you noticed how we haven't seen Stardust Speedway yet? We've only seen Chemical Plant Zone pictures, and then they have Metal Sonic pictures of the boss. I'm thinking that in Chemical Plant Zone, they're going to actually have like a boss in that level, but it's going to be Metal Sonic, and it'll just be in a Stardust Speedway setting. So I think that they know that they can't have so many stages in this game, or else it'll be, I guess, probably too big, I guess, in their opinion. Or maybe they just can't handle it on the 360 disc. I don't know, because 360 disc supports like 8 gigabytes, I believe. So not that much. Well, it's... Anyway, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm thinking that they're probably going to have a lot of references, because another thing you can tell is that in Seaside Hill, and most of the stages, like the Spagonia stage and Seaside Hill, are in modern Sonic's games. Like, they're modern Sonic games. But when you're playing in Classic Sonic, you see references to old Classic Sonic games. And here's a picture of Classic Sonic on like these bars that kind of give a reference to Sonic 3 and Knuckles Hydro City Zone Act 1. So I'm thinking that this game is going to have a lot of references to old games, even though it probably won't have a full level for them. It may not be enough for some fans, but I think it'll still be just a little nice touch, because they can't add all these levels in the game. And maybe they'll have some DLC, but seriously, not everyone wants to spend money on DLC all the time. So, yeah. And what else is there? Oh, also, there's a bit of a Autobot-like part in the Seaside Hill zone. It's like Classic Sonic's level, but it just kind of reminds you of Autobot for some reason. I don't know why, in Sonic Unleashed. So that may be another reference as well, just the environment a bit. But yeah, that's basically it on Sonic Generations. I think it's an amazing game. I'm really excited about it. Probably one of the most anticipated anniversary games for me, along with Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And while at first I thought the game was rushed, and I still kind of think they're kind of rushing it a tad, I don't know, it kind of seems glitchy still. I'm thinking that even though it might not be extremely polished like Sonic Colors, where Sonic Colors didn't really have that many glitches, to be honest, unless you actually looked for them, I think that the game will actually be quite polished, more polished than Sonic Unleashed, and definitely more polished than Sonic 06. So I don't think you should really doubt too much, besides minor glitches in Sonic Generations for 360 and PS3. So that is basically my opinion. It's one of the probably going to be my game of the year for this year, Sonic Generations for 360 and PS3. So yeah, thanks for watching. Cobaner456 signing out. Please remember, comment, like, subscribe, stay tuned for more 3DS vids, walkthroughs, and updates. And also stay tuned for my 3DS gameplay video. I'm sorry, not gameplay video, opinions video, where I give you my opinions on Sonic Generations for 3DS and just my opinions on that version of the game. So yeah, thanks. See ya. Have a good day.